What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Eclectic Beard. So this is going to be the second part of the Warhammer Factions Explained video series of reactions. So yeah, let's go around. He said as we start finishing off the last one, going over the Space Marines. So let's get into it.
The Angels of Death are up next. Space Marines are genetically engineered super soldiers and superhumans. They're given extra organs, their skin tissue is toughened, their bones are stronger, they're taller than the average person. They're pretty massive people, and these are the specialized super soldiers that carry out a lot of the more specific tasks for the Imperium. And there's tons of legions of them. In fact, there's one per Primarch. Each Primarch, the Emperor's son, as I mentioned before, oversees their legion of Space Marines.
So 18 different legions. Holy crap. Again, I'm seeing why these armies are so freaking big now. It's just massive potential for massive collections and armies to be built and everything like that, especially if you want to take and build more than one army.
The genetic upgrade they get is based on the genes of said Primarch. It's something called a gene seed. That's what brings them up to this like superhuman level. As stated, each Primarch has their own legion. Robot Girly Man has the Ultramarines, Jagatai Khan has the White Scars, Rogel Dorn has the Imperial Fists, Corvus Corax has the Raven Guard, and there's a whole bunch of other side sections that are also
Emperor's Children, Iron Warriors, White Scar, Space Wolf, Imperial Fist, Blood Angels, Iron Hands, World... Jesus Christ. Salamanders? World Bearers? Alpha... Dude! Holy crap!
So extremely interesting and have a little bit more of a twist on the average Space Marines, which we will discuss in a bit. Humorously enough, I don't have a whole lot to say about Space Marines. They're superhumanly fast. In fact, it's been said that nothing that large should move that quick. These men in power armor moving at blazing fast speeds, their reflexes are faster, their skin is tougher. They are overall just extremely powerful soldiers. In fact, where they differ comes down to which Space Marine Legion we're talking about. For instance, the Ultramarines done by Robot Gilliman, are the main blue boys, strong in almost every way, the jack of all trades kind of group that are a little bit too strong, and that's a lore problem, but the White Scars by Jagatai Khan are all about speed freaks, go fast. We're talking attack bikes, we're talking land speeders, you want to go...
So they're the cavalry, basically.
In quick, you want to hit them hard, you want them to be swarming around like buzzflies. Buzzsaws. With the speed of buzzsaws.
Seems to have gotten lost there for a second in his estimation of everything or trying to find the word. I know that problem.
Fuck you, Pale King. Salamanders love fire. Fire in the forge, fire in battle. Flamers, melta-guns, multi-meltas. Just so long as something can be burning, that's big. And they're also actually some of the...
So, pyromaniacs. Alright, cool. I'm seeing different, like, personality traits of humans. Like, extreme personality traits of humans. But they've all been chopped into factions instead of just, you know, anyways.
Multi-meltas, just so long as something can be burning, that's big. And they're also actually some of the nicest of the Space Marines. A lot of Space Marines have this kind of like holier than thou thing because of their genetic strength. However, the Salamanders tend to put human lives above the lives of themselves, which is actually rather rare. They're also all black, but not like just regular black, like 2 a.m. line at a White Castle black. Like they have a charcoal, dark ash.
What the fuck? Was he just trying to... His descriptors there. All right. It's an interesting turn of phrasing.
Exterior and blazing red eyes. Apparently something about living on their home planet of Nocturne, which I don't know if that makes much sense, but who cares? This is like fantasy land anyway. Overall, Salamanders are actually one of my personal favorite legions because they're just really cool. They're fun to play as because of all their flamer weapons, and they have a nice, like, more heartwarming lore as opposed to being super evil like everyone else is. Oh my god, we're not even a quarter of the way through the Space Marine legions. Imperial Fists believe in the power of the siege and defensive positions. Raven Guards, master of stealth and sabotage while having bird helmets.
So they're the Marine Ninjas.
Iron Hands, masters of machines and vehicles while being really goddamn good
Engineers.
at being sold on eBay after one nerf. Space Wolves, Vikings and wolves and tons of wolves.
Norsemen.
And axes, battle axes, fur everywhere. Space Wolves, angry, big teeth. Blood Angels, the genetic defect to make them want to drink blood and go crazy called the Red Thirst.
So that right there looks like Iron Man on steroids. Just throwing that out there.
They have Cupid wings and stuff, which is a little bit strange, and they are all super gay for Sanguinius. Dark Angels are old school knights and inner circle theme, and...
Are you a heretic?
Me? No, never. Once in a blue moon, I know.
Death Watch, a fancy-pantsy anti-Xenos group that nobody plays because Death Watch, and they look cool though, but no one plays them. I don't know about Death Watch. They're there though. Black Templars, for the people who, if you haven't prayed at least 3 times a day, you're gonna start praying out that airlock. And I'm sure there's some other chapters I may have missed as well, like Crimson Fists and stuff, but those are the main ones right here. Here, quote from the Emperor himself. They shall be my finest warrior.
Some of his descriptors of some of this stuff, just the way he goes about some of it, it's just, oh my goodness. He at least, he makes this also entertaining as he's explaining all these things, which is really nice.
Warriors, these men who give of themselves to me. Like clay I shall mold them, and in the furnace of war I shall forge them. They shall be of iron will and steely sinew. In great armor I shall clad them, and with the mightiest weapons shall they be armed. They will be untouched by plague or disease, no sickness shall blight them. They shall have such tactics, strategies, and machines that no foe will best them in battle. They are my bulwark against the terror. They are my defenders of humanity. They are my Space Marines, and they shall know no fear. And on the tabletop, they fuck. Oh, they fuck hard. As of making this video, Space Marines are laughably strong. That might change at some point, but overall, Space Marines just have it's like a Swiss Army knife, a tool for anything you need, except it's like a gold-plated Swiss Army knife. It is extremely strong. If you are actually getting into the tabletop of Warhammer, Space Marines are a great start. Also, whatever gameplay style you have, whether you want to be sit back with long range and heavy weaponry, go fast and run in, or even just full melee, all of these options are totally there for you. Space Marines are super badass, but unfortunately, it's time we start praying to our new god, the 2011 Honda Civic.
So is it any wonder people are afraid of technology?
What? Hondas. Wait, I'm lost now. What the hell is he talking about?
Technology. The Adeptus mechanicus. The Adeptus mechanicus are a technophile cult on Mars. Now, these people are a little bit weird because they don't actually really believe in the Emperor of Mankind.
So they believe in Elon Musk.
And you might think, oh, whoa, Berkey, that sounds like some heresy. A little bit. They believe in the Emperor, they believe in his power, but they don't pray to him. They pray to something called the Omnissiah. And the Omnissiah is this kind of machine god that they believe permeates in all machines. And if you think, well, wait a minute, they believe in a different god as well? That sounds like super heresy. Well, yes-ish, but they also make all your guns, and they make all your tanks.
So, they're necessary heretics. All right.
And they make everything that you have, so you can't really tell them to fuck off, because you're not gonna win nothing if you don't got stuff to shoot people with. See, their Omnissiah at least makes sense from their standpoint. They believe it to be a deity that permeates through all machines. Your Honda Civic, your standard bolt gun, your Dune Strider Walker, your giant mechs, your huge ships. The Omnissiah is present through all. And the only reason your stuff works is because the machine's spirit in it says it works. If you want your gun to work, your tank to run, you must pray.
So instead of using crystal chakras, they'd be using like spark plugs, things of that nature. Alright.
To it. And I mean full stop. You need to start chanting in high Gothic. You need to burn incense. You need to sit on your knees and pray to that car. You need to rub oil on your robes, and you need to go ahomina, homina, 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 homina. Full stop. If you want your damn thing to work, if you want your gun to fire, you need to do that. They are very bizarre, and they actually have a bit of a point because it's obviously working. And if you look at them, I don't know how that works. So they obviously know something about what they're doing. The most notable member of...
Dude, the artwork for this stuff is just absolutely freaking amazing. There are so many different sci-fi elements to every bit of this stuff. Whether it be just straight up like dystopian, just dark Gothic type stuff, or... It's like they took cybernetics, cyberpunk type stuff, along with, my God, just along with steampunk and just I love the aesthetic of this. Look way cooler than the Space Marines. Just throwing that out there.
The Adeptus mechanicus is Archmagos, Magos, whatever, Belisarius Call. Look at this dude. Look at this dude. Yeah, this is the group we're talking about. These are these weirdos. Here.
Yeah, for whatever reason, my shit just froze up right there, so apologies for that.
The Omnissian Creed. The credo, Omnissia. There is no truth in flesh, only betrayal. There is no strength in flesh, only weakness. There is no constancy in flesh, only decay. There is no certainty in flesh, but death. Flesh is weakness, flesh is death. The Omnissia is the god of the machines, and if you wish to be whole, if you wish to be holy, if you wish to give unto him, you must saw down your limbs and remove your organs and replace them with mechanical parts, because that is what he wants, and that is how you will become enlightened. Hard technophiles mixed with religious extremism.
Androidism, cyberpunk, like cybernetic cyberpunk type stuff, just oh yeah, cool as hell. Coolest group of the bunch so far, just in the description of them.
Adeptus mechanicus. Now for their army side of things, they are with the Scutari. The Scutari operate with very bizarre weaponry and lots of different kinds of vehicles, tanks, and different people in between. They're very weird, but they have extremely wacky and enjoyable, and in fact quite effective both in the real game and in the lore, weaponry and gear. Overall, as an army on the tabletop, they're very weird and have a whole bunch of different shenanigans, but if you like kind of that quirky, wacky techno thing, I'd give them a pickup. Hell, they're so paranoid. I gotta keep going. They're so paranoid and crazy. These Dune Striders you see right here, one guy was able to make them work. One guy, and he died. And they're so scared they'll never work again that they keep them on and they never turn them off, and they run around in a circle the whole time until they need them, and then they corral it and they go into battle. Yep. The Adept.
So you've got mechanized war chariots, basically, that are like wild stallions that you've got to corral to ride into battle. Okay, yeah, that's an interesting flair, to say the least.
Adeptus mechanicus. Now, if you want to talk about faith, though, let's talk about the Sisters of Battle.
A simp has fallen for an eagle in Lego City.
The Sisters of Battle of the Adeptus Sororitas, if that's how I pronounce it correctly, is an all-female group of battle sisters going through the ecclesiarchy section of the Imperium. The ecclesiarchy is, of course, the church. This is, imagine a private army of the church.
So a bunch of Joan of Arcs.
Which is scary, and it is. The sisters are an extremely zealotous force, and they take this to a full extreme. They believe in three main things: faith, martyrdom, and fire. Through the bolter, the flamer, and the melta, the Sisters of Battle are extremely potent at taking out chaos and heretics. Mainly heretics, because as they are a fighting section of the ecclesiarchy church, that's the big thing they want to kill. Any form of heretic will face the Emperor's justice through those three main weapons: the bolter, the flamer, and the melta, and they will do so with extreme prejudice. Literally. They are the closest things we have to nuns in space. And I'm talking hardcore nuns.
I don't know. I can see the correlation with nuns, but this would be like souped up nuns on on super steroids that are part of the Spanish Inquisition as executioners, and instead of, you know, putting people at the stake or tying them up and throwing them in rivers for possibly being witches or spreading the Bible and things of that nature, or putting rats on the person's stomach and heating up the bucket and things of that nature. They've got quicker means, apparently.
They carry holy fire on their backs. They have holy books and sigils all across their armor. Their main battle tank is a fucking pipe organ missile launcher. They have...
So you don't want to mess with the organist in this place. Okay.
Small babies that they have removed their brain capacity to make them little servant cherubs to fly around and give them ammunition and shit. They drop churches from low orbit as mini drop pods onto battles. They drop churches into battles, and they blare war hymns and holy music from their frigates in low atmosphere and shower holy water across the battlefield.
Put a whole new meaning to onward Christian soldiers if they weren't evil, like for real. For those who can't tell, just through the first two videos so far, I might have grown up in church, so went to a Christian school. So a lot of this, I'm like, wow, I don't see church people playing this because it's nothing but heresy. It's built off of church heresies, Catholic church, inconsistency, it's twisting Catholic church history in parts massively. I don't see a lot of folks that, at least not rooted deep within their faith, playing something like this. I really don't.
These are the people you are dealing with, and they're fucking awesome. They can literally stave off demons on the tabletop because their faith is that strong. Remember the warp, the demons from the warp? Well, the warp also manifests in your mind. All of your emotions, negative and positive, go through the warp. It's the immaterium, the place of all things. So if you are...
So it would put women in early... I won't go there.
that mentally fortified, that mentally strong, you can stave off horrifying demons. And all these girls, oh, not a crack in that mental armor. Now, as much as a meme as they are, and as much as their models look a lot like Ongo Gabloglian, yeah, which I can't unsee anymore, I gotta say, I love their design. I think they're extremely cool. They're another army that I'm currently collecting. They just released a whole new line of figures very recently, and they look wonderful. Everything from Celestine.
I have to say, those do look like some badass figurines, man. I have to agree with that 100%. That looks way freaking cool.
The living, literally undying saint from the Triumph of St. Catherine, which is literally a funeral procession as a model, those organ tanks I mentioned earlier. This shit is the most over-the-top badassery in a lot of the Warhammer universe, and goddamn it is it over the top. But Sisters of Battle are so cool. While I'm a guardsman at heart, this is such a cool faction. By Bolter Shell, Flamer Burst, and Melta Blast, the mutant, the heretic, and the traitor alike are cleansed of their sin of existence. So it has been for 5 millennia, so shall it be until the end of time. And speaking of burning demons,
I can see!
the Grey Knights are the first army I actually collected back in 7th edition. The Grey Knights are a super secretive and much more old school look at power armored knights, except they are all psychers. All of them have that crazy space magic magician shit. For every 100,000 guardsmen, there's one Grey Knight.
They look like futuristic executioners. Feel the wrath of my hammer. It's what that looks like. Except your head's on the block, and they're not using the actual sword or anything. They're just splat.
For every 10,000 Sisters of Battle, there's one Grey Knight. For every 1,000 Space Marines, there's one Grey Knight. Grey Knights are the strongest of the strong, both in mental will and absolute just strength. These are Space Marines that are all high-level psychers, all of them able to specifically do one goal, and that is kill demons. The Emperor believed that the demons of chaos were the #1 threat to the Imperium, and he probably is right. However, this group is entirely based on doing that through a myriad of tactics. Coming from the planet, or I guess the moon, of Titan in the Sol system, the Grey Knights are thrown through extremely rigorous training and are as clear of mind and soul as they possibly can be. Since the demons of the warp are the warp and your mind projects to the warp, people can go insane very fast, especially lower level psychers. These Grey Knights need to be able to harness the warp in the presence of demons and stay perfectly sane. One of their characters, one of my favorite characters, is named Castellan Crow. He has a demon blade, the black blade of Mahamahama, and he has to have it on him because it tempts everyone nearby, constantly beckoning them. Use my power, use my strength, suck my penis, whatever the possibility. And so he has to keep it on him all the time as this thing whispers to him consistently.
So it's a sentient sword. Those can be, I don't know, dangerous.
And he has to stave it off forever, being alone in his chambers or on the battlefield, because anyone who gets too close to it might be tempted a little too hard. He is that pure of heart and mind, and all the characters in the Grey Knights are basically like that. The only issue is that Grey Knights have a scorched earth policy, more ways than one. If they're fighting demons, demons corrupt and make people crazy. So if I'm a guardsman and I'm fighting demons and the Grey Knights arrive and they kill all the demons, I'm a risk. And so guess who's not making it out of there? On the tabletop, they're very strike fast, strike hard kind of people. They teleport all around the place. They are fast strike groups, small amounts of models because they're so dang strong. You only have so many characters, but with it, you get in there, you're very tough, very tanky, you hit really hard, and you try to bounce around the battlefield quickly, but you don't have numbers, and so every dead Grey Knight hits really damn hard. They're fun, though, if you like that kind of fast-striking kind of army. Oh, and also, Kaldor Drago is a thing. We're not even going to get into Kaldor Drago. All right, that is, oh my goodness gracious. I am the hammer. I am the mail about his fist. I am the spear in his hand. Though we are lost, I am the shield on his arm. I am the flight of his arrows. I am the hammer. I am the sword. I am the shield. I am a soldier at the battle at the end of time. Grey Knights are pretty hardcore. They are as holy as you can get for a Space Marine. If you like Space Marines and you want to, think they're holy enough, you want to be holier, Grey Knights. Now, if you want to be holier and big, let's talk Imperial Knights.
Alright, so we went from Space Marines all the way to the Grey Knights. Last part of the reaction to this, to the, apparently, the humans will go from Imperial Knights to Inquisition. This is interesting. This is a hell of a rabbit hole. Not even through the first video yet, and I've had to break the video up into two so that way they're digestible reactions. You do an hour-long reaction, and they tend to be a slog, not only for me as a reactor, but also the person that's watching. All right. But number two, it's just the lore around it, and he's leaving off so much. I know, because there's so many people within my community that play it. They've like, you need to look at this, you need to look at this, you need to look at this. Oh, there's this fan-made video and this fan-made movie and this, and these books. So I know that like he's given the base of the base of the base, and probably still leaving out a good bit of lore. And stuff like this fascinates me, because when it's something that's that in-depth, it makes for, if you want a hobby that you wind up are able to just spend a ton of amount of time in and enjoy, and also it be kind of therapeutic, but also apparently with the painting slightly frustrating at times, and just, but something that you can, how do I put this? Something that you can feel you make it worth your while. This seems to be really interesting so far. And again, same as last video, if you're watching this, if you missed the first one, you want to see me to look at more stuff based in Warhammer 40k, whether it be the rest of the factions, or maybe you want to see me start my own collection here and painting and attempt to paint stuff, or try out some of the video games. Just let me know in the comments, because this stuff it's so fascinating. Like I've played tabletop RPGs. None of them seem to be quite as lore heavy as this, though. That being said, y'all be good to each other. Love yourselves. Peace.